Hi, I'm Guy Roth, and today I'm the wheat history guy. And with my colleague Isabel Revel, as part of our 60th anniversary, we planted all these historical wheat varieties that you can see here, dating back, you should be able to see about 120 years of wheat breeding there in 20 seconds. And I'm standing in the iconic variety known as Federation that used to be on the $2 banknote, bred by William Farrer. Now the first thing you should notice is how tall it is, and keep that in mind as we move through some of these varieties. Historically, the old wheat varieties were much taller. You'll notice it's awnless, and you'll also be able to see some stripe rust. So we'll zoom in and have a look at some of that later, but this is the first year actually we've been able to generate any stripe rust on the site. We've been trying for 5 years and we're having a fantastic season, so we've actually generated a little bit of stripe rust. So this is Federation. Farrer was famous for his wheat pioneering efforts, and what he really did was change the phenology. Wheat used to be a long season, wheats were growing really through the summer historically, and he changed the whole phenology so we grow them like we do now. Plant them in May and harvest them in November. Anyway, this is the historic variety Federation. Now we're standing in Gabo. In World War in 1948, one of the first varieties released by the University of Sydney, and it was a game changer in terms of its quality and yield potential, one that bakers and millers really liked. And it's named Gabo after its parents Gaza and Bobbin, and it was a very high quality wheat at the time. Still tall, you can see might see a little bit of lodging, but a very popular wheat and good quality wheat. And it must be a good wheat because there's a little parrot around here who really likes this wheat. This variety is Gamina, which is named after its parents Gabo, Kenya and Mentana. And it was released in 1960 and actually went on to have a significant impact not only in the northwest but also in the Western Australian noodle grain growing market. Moving on now, it's 1967 and this variety is called Tim Garland, and it wasn't necessarily a highest yielding wheat, but it was a very reliably yielding wheat, particularly in dry times, and that's what people have told me. And this wheat certainly had a significant impact on farming here in northwest New South Wales. It's now 1977 and this variety is called Short Trim, and it was a failure. But it's good to have a look at a failure, and you can really see how short it is, and hence lower yielding, dwarfing genes, and this variety was just not really very successful at all. I'm now standing in Suntop, so we've moved on 110 years in 60 seconds, and you'll hear plenty more about the modern varieties in some of the other videos. It's just, if you have time and you'd like to call in and have a look at some of these historical varieties, it'd be more than welcome. Just make contact. I think the interesting thing about all these historical varieties is everyone's got a favourite variety and a least favourite variety, and it's always good to hear some stories about them, so we would like to hear from farmers and agronomists about their experiences with some of these historical varieties and help celebrate 60 years of wheat breeding here at Narrabri.